All right.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining.
Hey guys.
Let me introduce you to one of my favorite guitar teachers on YouTube. And yeah, we know each other from the comments from, pretty much the start when we started our channel, right?
That's right. Yeah,
A little more than
you're
a
right.
year.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rusty's guitar.
Well, I
Welcome.
appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for
Glad
joining
to-
us.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
So yeah, Rusty, let's start with your background a little bit, shall we?
Yeah. I started playing as a teenager, like a lot of us, but just really wanted to be a rock and roller. Playing the Led Zeppelin, AC/DC of the day, even Kiss, stuff like that. That you could play a simple couple bar chords and kind of dig into it. So I was really locked into that for the first 5 or 10 years of playing. Really didn't progress much. Still wanted to be a rock star because we're in local bands and stuff, but didn't, kind of after a period of time, alcohol and drugs kind of took over and split a lot of bands up, like you hear on some of these music channels for sure. So, but had a blast. Just I love the guitar though. I just love there's nothing like having a guitar in your hand and just feeling it.
What did you play back then when you started out?
I was playing a Fender Dual Showman, which is a 100-watt Fender amp with a 212.
Showman.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's not a real common amp, but it's a big
I need to
big
Google that
beast.
one.
But and then I was playing Les Paul back then a lot.
Cool.
Just kind of cranked up. We doing 3-piece stuff a lot of times, so that's where I kind of learned a lot of my right hand stuff. Just kind of making up for not having any other rhythm section. It was just the bass, drums, and guitar.
Yeah.
I think that helps. I think you definitely play a lot different if you have other instruments, keyboards and other guitars and stuff. You play different for sure.
I've noticed this a lot because, we started the band at my company, and there I'm the only guitar player. And up until now, I always had another guitar player next to me when I went into a solo, for example. So it was really, strange for me that I had to fill in the gaps that I would usually just let it breathe, let the rhythm section and the other guitar player do their stuff, and do smaller fills like this. And now I'm pretty much forced to always deliver some space as well.
So much pressure.
That's something I really have to get used to.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you do a solo with a 3-piece, it's a totally different thing too. So just learned a lot the dynamic part of that. Still it's a lifelong journey, but I still have that in me just to really give it your all. Even though I might be limited to my theory knowledge, I still let loose whatever I do know. When it's my turn. That's for sure.
Well, let's also say hi to the people in chat.
Yeah,
We have a few ones that have joined. Charles75N was the first one
Yeah.
that joined us.
Unfortunately, in a meeting, but watch us in the background, and he will be lurking.
I see that looking on the computer right now. Yeah.
Then we have Rody.
Rody
Yeah.
also joined us.
Thanks for joining.
I love
Thanks.
it. Yeah, I've seen him around
Same.
for sure.
Saying hi to Charles as well.
Yeah.
So that's it so far, but I'm sure there will some more people drop in. Maybe some
sure.
of your community as well. Thanks for posting on your community tabs.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Some of them
Yeah.
check in.
I bet we'll get at least a handful. So hopefully get a few questions in there, and that'd be fun. Yeah.
So you said you played a lot Les Paul back then,
I did. Yeah.
and now you're a Strat guy, right?
I don't even know how that evolved. I think a lot of it was when I started playing in church. You know, I just like to do a lot of clean stuff, and it was obviously easier with a Strat. And I
Single
started
coils,
really,
yeah.
yeah, and I really got that neck position, you know, sound really got me, and it still does. You know, that just that good, has a great vibe to it, and just can't. That's something you can't get on a Les Paul. You can get a lot of things, but not that. So that's why I'm drawn to them still. I guess the Strats.
I think maybe with the car split, you could get fairly close
And with the right
Yeah.
pickups.
with the right pickups.
You're right. Yeah. Yep. It's just even just the bolt-on neck, and I think it's just the whole vibe of the Strat has that just it's just a different vibe. No matter you know.
Yeah.
So I actually have tried some Les Pauls and tried some different things and got kind of close, like you're saying, but you know, just never was my go-to guitar. You know, I still love to play. I don't even have a Les Paul right now, which I'm sad. You know, some years back we got in some financial stuff that we got to pay the mortgage and had to get rid of a few guitars and just. But I still have some left, enough to get by.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Have you been teaching guitar already before you started your YouTube channel?
Yeah, definitely not one-on-one stuff. Somewhat in my region here, but not professionally. I still have a full-time job and just did it kind of part-time. So I actually am. I'm gearing toward when I do retire to have online individual and group lessons.
Okay.
So you could teach somebody. You know, it's one thing to put something on YouTube, but if you can focus on somebody's needs, you know, where they're trying to go, and you know, if you're playing something they really want to learn, that's the ticket. You can, that one-on-one, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the goal in
Absolutely.
the near future. Yeah.
Because what I really like about how you do your lessons is that you always make it in really small parts and break it down really, really nice and slow it's really easy to get. So
I'm trying to. It's a hard thing to get your point across in that little block of time for one thing, and the editing thing. I'm still learning for sure, and I know you guys can say the same thing. You learn something every time you do a video, pretty much.
Learning, for sure, yeah. I really like the length of your videos. They're precise, centered around one idea, one topic, and it's just really nice to watch those videos and then to apply it yourself.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah.
It's really great. And you was it before we had the show? No, when we were talking about the band setup, that you said your rhythm hand, your rhythm playing is always important. And there was one of the videos you did not too long ago where you showed the right hand is always moving, and you're muting the strings and you're putting some single notes, just getting the rhythm on. I really like that lesson. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I think it's really important, especially in a lot of that I got from being in a three-piece as long as I was. You just need to keep that groove going, and it's got to. Stevie Ray Vaughan is a master at that. Obviously, his hand is just going to town, and he's just, I'm nowhere near that. But it's just something. I took a piece of that from him anyway.
His muting technique.
But just keeping the groove, it's awesome. And when I try to apply it, I realized I need to practice.
It's not easy. Yeah, I kind of take it for granted.
It looks so easy. And I was trying. Okay, sounds crap.
It is the muting, though. Like Martin said, it's so the muting is so important, especially doing that. But probably in playing in general, especially when you're using pieces of chords and stuff, you need to have a great muting technique, but with both hands, not just the right or left. It needs to be both, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, muting is everything.
Yeah, it really is. Because some of the
That
lessons,
separates the beginner from the intermediate and
It
the
does.
intermediate from the pro.
it really does. Along with a few other things, but that is because some of the guys I taught, the first lesson they come in and all these strings are ringing. You know, they're playing a pentatonic scale and some different things, and all these other strings are ringing. I said that's not going to work. Knowing the notes is one thing, but you have to make them sound good. And the muting is just a huge part of that, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's something I'm really practicing a lot, and I probably will practice until I die. that's
I think we
something-
both will. Yes.
That's, and I'll never be satisfied with the way I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think almost anybody who plays a guitar knows it's never-ending journey. Everybody, no matter where you're at, everybody can say they want to be better. So
Yeah.
And there are so many different styles. It's just
that's true, and I love all of them. Really, I love all different kinds of music for sure.
But your number one styles or your most favorite styles would be blues and rock, I assume.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I love jazz and bluegrass stuff, even country. I'm not very good at it, but I love hearing the guitar in that stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just posted the link to your channel.
I did
I
as well.
appreciate it.
You did as well?
Yeah, just before. Oh well, now
I
it's there
appreciate it.
twice. Subscribe. Don't subscribe twice because then you unsub.
And I'm sure that's happened before
Oh, yeah.
to us all.
Don't hit subscribe twice.
Lately, I had the problem that my mouse has a jitter. So when I release the mouse, it does a click once more sometimes.
Yeah.
Double
I
click.
definitely had this problem happen to me. So I clicked on a subscribe and it was not subscribed. And, once more.
Time for a
Does
new
it
mouse.
work this time?
Did you repair it today?
I did repair
Oh,
it,
okay.
yeah. I did solder in new switches. So yeah.
You're modding everything, not just guitars.
I'm repairing the stuff that I can.
That's cool. Someone new joined the chat.
Darman45, hey, thanks
buddy.
for joining.
Yeah,
So-
welcome. Yeah.
It's cool. So yeah, you really do a lot of blues lessons. And blues rock? Are you intending to expand on? You said you also like jazz, for example, into this area as well, or are you?
Definitely,
Thing
I
there
would
for
say
now.
no, because I'm not very good at it. I'm actually still, obviously blues is a lifelong thing too, learning to be a better player. But I really started doing that because I wanted to get better at it. So as I'm digging into these small pieces of lessons, I have to really prepare. I get comments like, I can't believe how smooth you do this and this. And I'm like, I really had to work at it. It doesn't, some of that just doesn't come. The more rock stuff kind of comes more natural for me. But this flowing blues stuff, I love the sound of it, though. I'm really drawn to it. So I just try to get better at it every day for sure.
Okay. So yeah. Also, we've tackled a little bit the gear you're using. How many guitars do you own currently?
Well, I got a few laying around, but I got this road-worn Strat here that you guys saw earlier. And
We can solo you. Wait a second. You can show it.
oh yeah. Kind of can go down a little bit here. See if this will do that. Yeah, you can see it good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is so clear and clean, man. I love this
Sounds
guitar.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I have you have that other the other Strat. I don't even know what model that is. That the blonde looking one behind me here. I think it is right there actually. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going the other way. So I can put this back here. Yeah. Got all these cords around me. But yeah, that other Strat in the corner there. But yeah, I love that guitar too. That's a lot more rock because of the
That's a humbucker in the bridge
Yeah.
position.
yeah, it sounds great too. Yeah, and I definitely still and Martin was asking questions about this this 335-ish guitar.
Ish? Is it a
It is.
Gibson?
It is. It is a Gibson. It is. But it is a bass. It was and I don't know the model. I should have looked that up. But it's an actual Gibson bass originally. So this thing was.
No, they made 55 basses. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has 6 tuning pegs. I'm confused now.
No, this is it's a actual neck from a Les Paul.
What?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, is a neck from a Les Paul that was put on right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
and not just any Les Paul, right?
It is from the late '60s. That's all I knew when
This Les Paul neck.
I traded this. So it's it's a cool guitar. It's
It's definitely unique.
yeah, and it rocks.
Oh,
It
wow.
for sure rocks. Yeah,
Oh, I changed the.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
So I
cool.
but I still, especially if I'm going to a gig with one guitar, I'm taking a Strat for sure.
Hey, Deja Voodoo.
Especially
Hey,
with
Deja Voodoo.
yeah,
I think he's referring to your 335
Yeah.
Les Paul hybrid.
how do you call it?
We need a special Les 335.
That's
I don't
that's
know.
a good one. Yeah.
ES Paul.
S Paul.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably demo all the guitars, but that would soak up a bunch of time. But it's just, and I do have my main pedal board rig behind me, which is kind
Salute
of
again. Cool.
there we go.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, the G2 is just an awesome switcher. I'm sure you guys have heard of their stuff.
Yeah.
But
You have, I'm not sure if I have. What does it do exactly? Sorry.
so
for not knowing.
it's actually a switcher. So there's 10 loops in here, and so each one of these buttons you can engage any one or as many loops as you want.
With
so
the
you-
pedals, you can program it.
Correct. And
Okay,
it grabs
got
the
it.
MIDI in all these. It grabs per channel also, and so that's huge. It's like, so you have this simple clean thing I was doing at the beginning.
That's just the amp.
That actually is that's the amp with this Archer.
yeah.
You might be able to
Blonde
see it a little
style.
bit. It
The
is,
Archer.
yeah, correct. It's a J-Rocket Audio Archer. It is, yeah, it does that thing really well. But you can go from that really clean stuff to maybe something more. To something really aggressive. And then go right back to the clean.
That's awesome.
It is. It's just
Really
it's like
convenient.
it is, and even at church I do stuff with a lot of swells and stuff. So this is the Big Sky. Yeah,
How long did it take? Sorry, how long did it take to set up all those loops? Must have taken quite some time, right?
like the sound of it.
Yeah. just to
Yeah,
hook it
yeah,
all up.
you're right, because but it's so easy to tweak it with the G2, because you know, like this little clean patch I got right here, in this number one, I have, you know, some delay in there, but you know, I can just take that delay out of there if I want, because it's in loop 5. It's this Strymon Volante. Now it's just reverb only. So that's the same setting. And again, I was talking to Martin yesterday a little bit about I usually keep my volume in the 7 range for almost everything I'm playing, like that whole clean thing. So that's about 7. Then I just flip down to the bridge pickup and then crank that volume up, and you have. So I'd like to really set it up so I always have that, but I have that treble bleed in my strats, and I was talking about that, where when I roll that volume down, it still retains that high end.
Yeah.
So that's an important part. It does help, especially on a Strat. It just cleans up so well in the 7 range, or maybe, you know, sometimes a little more than that. But that's just a few of the little snapshot of this stuff for sure. And this rig obviously will do almost anything. I do stuff at church with it, and small gigs and stuff. And all my recording and all my lessons are through this in some way. So it's a great tool, man. And I have a ditto looper on the floor here, so I just throw that in. Even some of my lessons just have a simple loop in there just to get my point across.
Yep.
For sure, yeah.
BC Rich 581 also joined us.
Nice.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
So, do you ever adjust also some settings on the pedals you're having on there, or
Absolutely,
have you
yeah.
found? Okay.
Yeah, it does, you know, depends on where my amp is set on, especially these gain pedals. Obviously, they're really touchy that way. But I have stuff from clean up to really dirty, so I have that range. Sometimes I'll swap out a few things as I'm going. Like right there is that Klon style pedal, but if I want to go to this is that Alexander Pedals Jubilee. It's a, you know, really higher gain pedal. So that's just the pedal and just the amp.
Oh, okay. Got a nice growl.
Yeah, by itself, and I use this BB preamp pedal it's old. It's been out for many years, but it just works well with other pedals. So if, you know, and I can kick that in to just add that little bit of extra. It just gets that fat.
Yeah.
That fat sound really. It's unbelievable how simple this is to use and to tweak it on the fly. I mean, it's you hit your patch, and if you want something more in there, if I want some, let's say I want some phase into that first one, it's just right there. Or just put the timeline in there, or whatever it is. Fun stuff. And
Really cool.
yeah, especially when I first put this together, I always spent hours with it. It was just pretty inspirational, because you start playing something, and wow, that's you know, just evolves into something, and it's fun stuff for sure.
Really cool. That's really cool. That's yeah. The G2
But yes, that is the
is
ticket.
a ticket to opening a lot of things.
It's high dollar stuff. You guys probably know, and they this is old. This is 10 or 12 years old, I bet.
Oh,
This
wow.
G2. I got it when they first came out, and it was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
But they obviously have G3 and a lot of other products now. But this stuff is like tank rugged. It's like it's been on many pedal boards and thrown around in gig bags and just and it's still never a problem ever. So I highly recommend any gig rig stuff. Yeah, highly recommend it.
It's great.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and you're playing through your car. You mentioned that before. That's the Mercury.
Mercury V, yeah.
Mercury V. For
Yeah.
all that are not familiar with this amp, I just
Oh, thank you, yeah.
show it on camera. Yeah, very cool,
Yeah.
vintage looking amp. And is that your number one amp, or just the one you have set up in your studio?
It is. I have a.
No,
Or oh yeah,
we can't hear you anymore.
the audio is gone now.
Can you still hear us? Give us
I
a sign
can.
if you can still hear us or if the audio.
I can hear you. Yeah, it's doing something weird though. Definitely do.
Can't hear you at the moment.
Now well, just doing something weird. Yeah.
Hello.
Not sure why it's doing that. Is that better? Am I in?
Still can't hear you.
No
Oh, really?
audio. No, it's-
Let me go back to the settings, right?
Completely muted
Yeah.
everything.
Maybe the mic's unplugged or a connection.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, there's no sound at all, no background noise, anything.
Check 1, 2. How about now?
Still can't hear you.
There's nothing we can do from
Yeah, it's actually.
edit mic settings. No, it's just the volume we can adjust.
I can hear I can see it doing something.
We still can't hear you.
Still can't
Rusty.
hear you, Rusty.
Darn it. Maybe. Let me see.
We can hear you.
You,
Okay.
Then it's on
That
our
is
side.
our side somewhere. Let's see.
I
That's
doubt
not
it.
cool.
It's showing.
Not cool at all.
So what happened with the Zoom? But you can hear us as well.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So let's see.
So what happened to the Zoom?
Let's see.
It's showing that I got
Still all connected.
hello. Hello, hello.
Should we plug and unplug?
No,
You
it's
can
not
hear us,
muting
yeah?
us. Okay. Thanks,
Interesting.
Rody, for clarifying that it is on our end.
Oh, he can hear it?
I changed to the laptop speakers now, so we can hear you
Yeah.
again.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
We can hear you.
but
Oh, wow.
without the headphones. So something went terribly wrong.
Huh, that's
On our
good.
end.
Sorry for that.
Sorry.
The Zoom just acted up. No idea. Our headphones. There was no sound coming through.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I can hear you guys still good right now.
Okay. At least that.
At least
That's good.
still work from the DI, but the output does not.
Yeah. We need some further testing. Anyway, I was asking about your amp, your car.
Yes, yes.
That's your number one amp, or just the one you have set up in the studio, or is it when you go to church, do you also take that one along with you?
I have a Victoria amp. I don't know if you heard of them. It's a boutique maker in the U.S. here, but that's probably my main gigging amp. But I just keep that at church because I play there so often. But this amp is so small. You see the picture of it there. It's just grab and go, and you can knock it when you knock it down to 4 watts. It doesn't sound like, well, it's 4 watts. It's not going to be nothing, but it's loud. I mean, you just heard it. You heard it at like 2 watts actually.
Oh wow! I have a 7-watt space breaker, and it can still be too loud for at home.
Yep. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't quite get the obviously the sonic sound out of the speaker the same way, but it's still just a great grab and go amp, man. It does it all. It's really known for more of the higher gain stuff, but the clean sound is fabulous. So, and that's what I really need to put this through this much stuff through a front of an amp. You have to have it pretty clean.
Yeah, great pedal platform.
Yeah, it gets out of hand quick. Any kind of gain in the amp, and it's all messed up. Doesn't take much. Yeah.
True. You have some really nice boutique stuff there, I have to say. Nice amps, nice pedals.
I haven't bought anything in a while. Aren't real well off or anything. But and I've had these pedals since they came out, man. Like all the Strymon stuff. And I've tried a lot of other stuff. I still keep going back to this stuff because the sound quality is so good and it's so versatile. And the way these switches are set up in the MIDI and stuff, it's just so easy to use. And they're dead quiet. I mean, these things are quiet, and it's important for me too. When you're running this much stuff, you can't have a bunch of noisy pedals.
Yeah, the noise floor increases rapidly if you have 2 or 3 noisy pedals in the chain. Much.
Right. A good thing about this is they're isolated. You can, because of the loops, you can isolate them, but you still don't want to put things together that are noisy. It's just not good.
No, it's a big advantage. Krinar is now also in the chat. Say there, everybody. Hey, Krinar.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah.
He's also pretty happy because he got a new guitar today.
Oh, yeah, he's a great player too. Yeah.
He's a great player, and he's got a nice PJD today.
Nice. Well, that's exciting.
Have you heard of PJD? Maybe you've seen them online. They're from.
I haven't.
Made in England.
Nice.
And yeah, they are selling in Europe as well. Yeah, continental Europe. It's all British Isles. Really cool. So, when you're playing at church, what's the setup there? Is it just you, or is there a small band or trio?
Yeah, I was talking to Martin a little bit yesterday. Yeah, I mean, he saw the video. I just did one of some of the church, one of the songs anyway, and it's full band though. I'm usually the only electric guitar, but there's usually acoustic, keyboard, drums, good singers, and it's pretty, we do a lot of top 40 Christian music at church, that's so it's got a lot of guitar and a lot of guitar riffs and a lot of dotted eighth delay and things that you really, this pedal board just makes it easy to grab those sounds for sure. Yeah.
We don't really have live music like that at church. No, in Austria.
No,
that would be a reason to go there more often.
This is like, in the U.S. there's a lot of mega churches. Our church is 600-800 people per service, so it's pretty good size. Wow. And it's really considered medium size. There's just a lot of big churches. Most of them have they have their music team is on staff, and they're really talented and schooled musicians, which I'm not. But they throw sheet music in front of me, and I do the best I can, basically. I just use the structure of the song and listen, and we get the recordings beforehand, and I just spend some time with it and get the melody in my head and go at it. Which I make it sound easy, but it's almost a lifetime of learning to just learn how to not just read, but just adapt to your surroundings with different players and different kinds of music for sure. Mm-hmm. But I love doing it. Yeah.
Do you still have that video up?
It was maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, but I can't find it currently. The sound team you're having there is amazing.
Yes, for sure. Yes. It's all, it's a huge digital board that we have like in-ear monitors and click track and all the, it's a pretty high tech thing, but it keeps you really structured and helps you sound professional for sure. Just having all that.
It just sounds like like any rock concert that you would have recorded for
On a
example,
CD,
or
it's
whoever comes to your mind. It did sound amazing. Cool. I can't find the video for the life of me. And I'm now back to 1 year.
1 year ago. Maybe it's not that old.
No, it's not that old. Certainly not.
You got a compliment there from Krenna.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. That means a lot coming from him, for sure. That made my day, buddy.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree with what he's saying. So
That's good to hear.
Really cool. Do you want to talk a little bit more about your channel? How it came that you put on videos on YouTube? How you started it and why you started it, maybe?
Yeah, it really wasn't that planned out. One of my sons started a cooking channel a couple years back, and just seeing how he got several thousand subscribers, pretty quickly, and it was just a cooking channel with the flat grills. And so he just and all of a sudden he got monetized. It was making a few $100 a month, and so so that was a draw to it. But I don't know. I had a lot of expectations when I started. You'd think you'd put if you're an okay player, you would get a lot of following and you'd be a smash right away. But YouTube doesn't work like that. It's a lot of work, man. You guys know it's a daily. You have to put a daily effort into your channel to have it keep moving forward, because it can, once you get stagnant, it can go away real quick. Your following.
It's a lot of competition out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There are a lot of gear and demo centric channels. We're not teaching stuff, so we're more in that corner. You are in the teaching community, let's say, and there are a lot of guitar teachers out there that have been teaching for more than 10 years. Marty Schwartz, for example, Justin Guitar, and just to name a few. So yeah, definitely not easy to start in that.
No,
area.
and a lot of my videos are in competition with that kind of stuff. So it's a tough, it is real tough, and I'm, it takes time though. I have something to give that maybe some of them don't, with my kind of my rock background and stuff. Like Papa Stash, that kind of vibe. You get a somebody that really wants to play like that. People that want to play like that will get drawn to your channel. So So I started doing it maybe to leaning toward, like I am right now. I'm going to retire and maybe do these individual and online lessons. And obviously the YouTube platform would be a huge help for that, because I've already had people ask that already, and I just told them down the line maybe. So start gathering some of those students up, and just maybe do that part-time when I retire, and because I love doing it. So that's kind of how it all started, but I honestly did not realize how much work it was. And if you don't put a video out pretty consistently, weekly or a couple times a week, people just kind of drift away. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, we also try to stick to a weekly schedule. One video usually a week, or this live stream also counts as a video. But as you said, you always need to keep at it. And we also started with the community tabs and just keep posting there. It's also just giving visibility to us. But you're obviously a much bigger channel already than we are, because we are still there. Still, it will probably take a couple of months until we are able to monetize the channel.
Yeah, it's a tough niche to get into, what you're doing too. It's people are many people are interested in it, but it's getting enough of them, and YouTube only squeezes out. They'll push your video only to a certain point, so it's a tough thing to get in for sure.
And then they are having a strange way of pushing them. Sometimes it's the videos you don't know why they are being pushed. Just recently, that scratch wiring tutorial got impressions like crazy. Like, how many people are actually interested to get a tutorial forced on their screen for a wiring? I don't know. This is a typical thing for when people are looking for a wiring tutorial or a wiring. Yeah, it should show up hopefully, but I don't know. Everyone
Don't bother me with your tutorial.
that touches a guitar getting a scratch wiring tutorial in front of their face. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a smaller audience in general, because I love guitars, but I'm not gonna probably dig into that part of it that deep anyway. Simple wiring, yeah, but that got a little bit complex on that one. For me anyway.
Martin is a real wiring nerd. And
I know.
with putting out these wiring tutorials, it's almost like a documentary and or an interactive how-to kind of manual if you want to rewire your guitar. And we have a bunch of those tutorials out now, and that's also one idea of the channel we had. We want to do something new, and there are not that many tutorials like that out. So those videos are kind of unique.
Yeah.
And that's one idea we had with the channel. And also, when we first talked about doing the YouTube channel, we also thought, like, we will probably not get any sponsored stuff in the near future, but we have a couple of nice instruments, so we can just demo and review those. But maybe instead of just presenting your own instruments, which you should like because you have them, we came up with the idea of these buddy reviews. So my instrument, I know the stuff, I know the woods, the materials, and everything that's used. But how does he like it, or vice versa?
Yeah, that's
just the
nice.
idea to give a different perspective. Because I'm not gonna talk shit about my own guitar, otherwise I would sell it. So just some of the ideas we had.
Yeah.
And yes, sometimes it's really just small ideas when we put out shorts. I did it was just an idea that came to my mind about that was the Mustang Micro. Do you know the Mustang Micro? It's this little headphone amp made by Fender. You can just stick it up in your amp and you play it with headphones. I just had the idea to show how you can use it with a wireless speaker. That video has
Not with a wireless speaker, but wire it to a speaker.
Oh, you connect it to the speaker. It's a battery-powered speaker. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, battery-powered speaker. And that video has 13,000 views now.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just those little. I didn't put a lot of effort in there. I'm sure your tutorials or any other reviews, it's just much more effort you put into. But we noticed that YouTube's has been pushing the shorts, so maybe that's also an idea for you. If you can put.
I've been thinking about it. I've done a few, but I think it's a great idea, really. Just short lessons and there's things you can get a little point across that might catch somebody's eye, and for sure, yeah,
it's just short time span, and we managed to attract some younger audience because you can obviously check out the analytics, and the shorts are viewed by a much younger audience, typically. Teenagers, no, but below 30, so younger than us, and just to get out there to get more impressions.
Yeah, my audience is. I mean, when I look at my analytics, it's like my age group is dominant, huge with my lessons or whatever I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So but so knowing that I know there's a lot of guys my age that probably have played for many years, but just want to learn a few more things. So that's kind of my target audience, and in general, just somebody that already knows some chords and scales and wants to just do some more with it.
And your viewers are, I would assume, predominantly from the US and Canada, UK, or worldwide?
It is definitely worldwide. I'm very surprised by that, but I think it's only US, maybe 30%
Same as us.
in your
Right.
in your home.
We
Yeah.
have about 30% US viewers,
I think even more.
or 35.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's yeah. Definitely a lot in UK and Canada and overseas for sure. I think because a lesson can, we even with captions and stuff, will kind of, you can get a lot out of it.
Yeah. We have a question in the chats. What do you say,
Yeah.
Martin? Do we have time for that? How long is he
yeah.
staying? He's a friend of Martin, and he's visiting us this weekend.
Yeah.
He's visiting us tomorrow. He's coming tomorrow.
Ah, he's
By
coming
train.
tomorrow. Okay. And he was just proposing to bring his BC Rich Warlock. That's right, your guitar, right? The metal guitar with
Totally.
locking.
Hey, William, the server.
I've never
So-
played one of those.
Hey, William.
So, chat. Should Franz bring his warlock for us to check it out?
How long is he staying, or is he leaving it with us?
I think he's staying, he said Tuesday or Wednesday, right? Something like this.
Let's see this. So, Franz, how long are you staying? Maybe we could check it out.
Squeeze in.
Squeeze in a BC Rich Warlock. I've never played a BC Rich, but they are until Tuesday. Okay, but they're pretty hyped now with the ones. Is it the same model they showed on Stranger Things?
Maybe.
Is that a Warlock as well?
I think, yeah.
Did you watch Stranger Things, the Netflix show?
I have not. No.
Okay, there was this scene where one of the main characters was playing a BC Rich guitar. That he was playing
Yeah, and
a Metallica song. Which one was it? Was it Enter Sandman?
Franz said he can leave it here.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, they got a big boost because they were showing this very popular show.
Yeah,
BC Rich.
that fits that song for sure.
And Krena says he remembers really wanting a red BC Rich Mockingbird like Slash used to play.
I can't really imagine Krenner with a BC Rich.
It's really hard to imagine.
It's tricky.
I think he could make anything sound good, probably, but
That's definitely. Yeah.
See, that's the other thing with such players demoing stuff.
All sounds great.
They can make potato sound great. So
you're right. That's totally true. I did
just-
some demos early on. I still do a little bit. I'm not very good at it. I just don't feel like I'm fumbling, just so that no. A few of them did pretty good with views, but just really, I definitely want to talk more about tone and stuff because I get a lot of questions on guitars and amps and how I get the clean sound I use, because I use a lot of clean sound in my videos. But definitely the Strat is the big key to that for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, and if you're not good at it, so where should we place ourselves?
But no, playing's one thing, but just the way you guys talk through stuff really well, and I just feel like I don't know. But like we talked earlier, it's still a process. You learn every video you do, you're learning something. I'm making notes all the time. Don't do that again, and sit up straight. Just all kinds of silly things.
Oh yeah.
Because I by the end of the video, I'm all slunched over and stuff. Come on.
When we started out, I have a softbox here for the lights. It's not helping that much with the light stream, with the stream here, but when we're recording, it's always on the softbox. And the first couple of videos, there was always a whiteboard somewhere where said, turn the lights on. Because we started filming and then, damn, now we have the shadows in the face again because it's just a ceiling light coming down.
Yeah, and I've recorded videos with not turning something on and bad lighting and, just have to do it over. But
Yeah.
learn the hard way for sure.
Doing it over, yeah, that's a lot of fun.
No.
It was Master of Puppets that was played in the Stranger Things.
Oh.
That one up.
That-
Pretty iconic scene. And after that, they brought out a special Stranger Things version of the Village guitar for 5,000 or something like that.
so
The US made
Quite-
crazy expensive.
quite a bit of outcry for that one because it's clearly a money grab.
Yeah, I think they even did an import version made in Korea, and it has basically the same parts as the other models, but it was just a premium price, a couple of $100 more. Cash grab, as you said.
Yeah.
Here you go. We're drinking American bourbon that was brought to us by our good friend Laz from Music Therapy Laz.
Nice.
Basil Hayden. He visited. I don't know if you saw. He visited us in August. Was it August? It was August. August. Yeah.
I don't think I saw that one. No.
We did 2 live streams actually down here, and on his channel there are a couple of other videos because he was visiting family, and then he drove through Austria to visit us. Then he was driving up to Germany because he was at 42 Gear Street, the big YouTuber event in Germany.
Oh.
He was helping out there, and had his European tour this summer.
Nice.
Was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. I just got water, but
It counts.
I guess I do want to say I was talking to Martin briefly yesterday, but I just when I was a teenager and playing, I was just started drinking and drugs in the 70s. Was pretty much everybody we hung around did it, so we didn't think nothing of it. But I started going down a dark path. But I haven't drank and did drugs in 33 years, so it's like a whole lifetime of being clean. So I feel like God pulled me out of the darkness for sure. I was, just pretty much lost everything at that time. This was only at 20. I was 27 years old. So I was.
More congratulations.
It's.
Glad to hear it.
So and I also just didn't play guitar for a long time after that. It was like 10 years I didn't even touch the instrument, which a lot of people are surprised when I say that. I just didn't. I don't know. I started losing interest as I was on my addictions and stuff, and then once I got clean, I was busy, kind of just repairing things that I went south on. Just my family and job and just things. But once I started playing again, I loved it like I never did before. So it's been a fun journey, last 20 years for sure. I tried to learn something, and YouTube, started being popular back then, little by little, 15, 20 years ago. It was, just those little videos and just learning stuff I really always wanted to learn, and I just didn't want to didn't want to take the time. But it's been a cool journey for sure.
Awesome, yeah. Playing for such a long time, it's still, I don't know if you know, but we have not playing for that long. We both started when we were kids.
Yeah.
And we lost interest because, music school.
Yeah. Typical music school here forces you to play classical guitar and
nylon string,
and classical music, and very strict path that you have to go through, and that's not what a kid with I don't know what age you were. I think I was 12 years old, something like this.
Like that, maybe a little bit younger.
That was not the music that was interesting to me, that I wanted to play.
Yeah,
that's
quit.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, strange, right? How come that you don't want to play Mozart with being 12?
or the Spanish finger picking
Yeah,
pieces,
or some flamenco or
flamenco guitar.
yeah.
And I didn't start till I was like 14, but before that, again, like you guys, I didn't have any interest in it. As just playing baseball with the guys and just having fun being a kid. Just didn't even think about that. My uncle got me started playing. He was a great player. He's the one that built that 335 Frankenstein. But he really, and the way he showed me some chords. He made me play these bar chords within the first couple weeks and gave me this little pentatonic thing with some dots on a paper. He said, come back in a couple weeks and I'll show you some more stuff.
That's cool.
So it was really that raw, and I really did. I tried to impress him. I wanted him to say, "Oh yeah, that's great," and he did. I really worked at it. So, but just the lack of theory and structure early on really hurt. It hurts still because it's something I got to really work at. Being digging into what really makes a song and the chords in the song and why these notes sound good, and it's so that's why I kind of gear the lessons that way, just the things that I'm wanting to get better at. Hopefully players are looking for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheers, Hoborodi.
You better believe it.
Mystery whiskey. Whiskey? Probably just a spelling error. Yeah.
I see that.
Cheers. Do you play acoustic as well?
I do. I have one acoustic guitar. It's a nice Taylor that I got for $500 a while back, U.S. dollars, which is a really great deal. It's got a couple scratches in it, and that's why I got it so cheap. But I don't play real often, but I love it. When that's in my hand too, I love it. For sure. I just don't, it's just sitting back in the case, I just don't have it sitting out like I should, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. When it's in the case, it's just not the one you're grabbing.
Yeah. Lucas is asking because he just got a new acoustic guitar.
Yeah? What'd you get?
You grab it.
Grab it.
The cable is hopefully long enough. The microphone
Should be
cable.
long enough.
You can probably still hear me okay. That's the benefit of having this microphone.
Well, if you play a little groove, then we can do a little jam.
I'm not sure if the latency last call.
Oh, that's true. You're right about that. That would probably be a pretty disconnected jam.
Martin and Lance did that, and it was tricky.
Nice.
A Larrivée. Larrivée. I would pronounce it like French because it's probably French. The Jean Larrivée is from Canada, so probably French pronunciation. And yeah, it's an OM body.
And also OM scale length.
An
not
OM scale length, so the standard scale length. And it's absolutely awesome. I didn't plan to buy it because it was pretty expensive. But the thing is, I was at our, I can say that, favorite music store in our area. Krenner knows it as well, and Fans in the chat. It's a great little shop. And he has Martin guitars, he has Foch guitars. They are European made in the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
He has Eastman guitars. Those are the made in China ones. They're also, I think, handmade. The Eastman guitars. So they're also very, very good quality. And I originally intended to buy an Eastman guitar, an OM as well, because I had a Takamine Dreadnought, which I was just not playing because I just couldn't get used to the Dreadnought shape.
Well, you have to say it was not really OM. They called it OM, but it was a triple O because triple O has a shorter scale length than the OM. The OM has the scale length of the Dreadnought.
Right. But the body shape was OM / triple O style. And then I was at the shop this Monday and I played it, and I didn't go there, play it, grab it and go home. I just wanted to compare it to some other guitars. I was playing a couple of Eastman guitars. I was playing a couple of Martin guitars. And the Martin guitars, the cheaper ones made in the US cost around €2,500, which is quite a
Wow.
lot.
Yeah.
For comparing it to his Martin, the Eric Clapton signature, it's just an unfair comparison because that one is almost 5K now.
Whoa.
Yeah, he brought it over as well. It was much cheaper when he bought it, but now it's almost 5K.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah.
When you play other Martin guitars, or other Martin models, and you've played this one, it's just not the same. And yeah,
It's got his name on it. Martin.
yeah, 12 inlay.
I like it. Yeah.
Is that your signature guitar? Because it says Martin. That would be cool.
No, unfortunately, there is another signature on it.
Yeah, and then I played a couple of guitars, and then the owner, he said, I got one downstairs. It's not even in the shop yet. I just got it in. Do you want to play that? And then he brought this one up, and we both played it, and I was looking at him, damn, now I have to take this one because I can't leave the shop with any other acoustic guitar and be happy. Because it just felt the best, it sounded the best, and yeah, that's
how it goes.
Got this guitar, and we will definitely. He requested us to do a comparison of these guitars because they have similar woods, and yeah, but we just found out before we started the stream that this one's louder, and because they have different strings, they sound vastly different at the moment. So
it's hard to compare that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really tough. So we should have similar-ish strings. So otherwise, it's not a fair comparison. Or we can just demo both and say this one's with these strings and whatever this one had on. I don't actually know.
Yeah,
Phosphor, bronze. You guessed.
I think this might even be 80-20
or 80-20. Yeah. But yeah, my newest acquisition. And
nice.
But I also sold pieces of there, so at least I could sell stuff to get half of the price of this one. The Blue Junior had to go, and the Dreadnought, the second Dreadnought. But yeah.
Nice guitar, yeah.
Yeah, it plays amazingly. And I was really curious what he will say about it because, he's got this beautiful piece, the Eric Clapton signature, and I was, curious to find out. But he's got his Martin stamp of approval.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, Poo Ninja is in the chat as well now. Hey, buddy.
And I just also sent the link again once more
to Russ's
channel, obviously.
I need all the help I can get. Yeah.
Mr.
Whiskey. And Poo Ninja says all my guitars combined are valued lower than that.
He's probably referring to this one. Probably.
Yeah.
Because the Larry V I paid less than half than this would cost now. Still pretty expensive. But the problem is that was really interesting. You probably don't know that because importing stuff from the US at the moment is extremely expensive in Europe because the euro is very weak, transportation is expensive. So he told me that the Larivier prices this fall, they will go up by 30% for the guitars. So that's just crazy. And he got this one for the old price from the wholesaler, and he could give me a good deal. But this guitar, new, would cost around 3,400. So just going up from like 2.5 ish. There are several versions. This one's with rosewood. There's one with mahogany as well. But just inflation is everywhere. But 30% for guitars going up. Extreme.
From one day to another.
Pretty much. It's just the wholesaler. He's in Vienna. He just said, please, there's the PDF file in the email. These are the new prices.
Wow.
Whoa, okay. That's hefty.
Yeah, everything is going up, man. It is. It may, I'm going to be making less retired, so I need to. I'm going to have to probably not buy too much gear, in the near future, but I got a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, I think inflation rates in the US and Europe are pretty comparable, around
Yeah.
9-10%. So yeah, and
It's-
gear prices is everything's more expensive.
Yeah.
Guitars,
Yeah.
amps, tubes.
it's hard to find good used stuff. I mean, it goes off the shelf so quick, or wherever it's at. It used to be pretty. You could get something used pretty quickly, but it's not that easy right now.
When do you arrive, Krenner? Maybe we have the time. Yeah, to stop by, because you can go to the train station from here.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
We should do a sound demo then. Great representation.
So, do you have something in your mind that you're guessing for?
That I'm doing what that I want.
Guessing
Oh,
for
yeah,
that you're having gas for.
Well,
That you just want to have.
I really want a nice Les Paul again. I really do. I've had a few over the last a few years back. Just they didn't do it for me. I just think that was the guitar. But I probably am going to go custom shop, because it just less than that is, I'm not going to be real satisfied, I don't think. But I'm hoping to find just something ends up in my lap that that somebody's selling or something. But to obviously custom shops $4 or $5 grand easy for a Les Paul. So
Murphy lab.
I really that's really what I want to get. And there's still some. Before I bought the car Mercury V, I wanted to just have a vintage like Princeton or something, grab and go that way. And I was looking at those before I bought this car.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd be surprised how comparable the clean sound is to that. But this just has so many more options. I can kind of knock that wattage down and just there's just a heavy duty speaker in there. And but I still definitely, I'm always drawn to some vintage amps for sure.
How much would a vintage Princeton cost?
I think usually a couple grand. I think
Okay.
a couple thousand US. In that range. They're a little noisy, but it's just an amp you just plug it in and turn it up and it sounds good. You can you get that sweet spot in there. And it takes pedals real well, and so I still like to have a nice smaller Fender style amp for sure.
Okay, we'll bring out a Tone Master Princeton sometime in the near future, but I'm not sure if you want the real deal, the tube amp.
I haven't really. I haven't done. I have played out of the Tone Masters at times at like Guitar Center. Just checking some things out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to have it for me to know if I like it. Kind of side by side with the real thing or something comparable to it. And that's sometimes not a fair comparison either.
On the other hand, does it really matter this much when you really need it side by side?
Yeah, yeah.
Fair question.
Yeah, I know when I plug into something if I really like it or not. And you guys same way with those acoustics. You just knew you had to have it. So it's I don't go to music stores like I used to for that reason, because then you got to have it.
Yeah, always something nice to pick up there.
I mean, there's some great boutique pedals and stuff they're out there right now that I'd love to get my hands on. Just with retirement coming up, I'm going to definitely not get in debt. What's that? I can't quite see it.
LPD, Lawrence.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah.
We
have quite a few of those.
I only have 4.
Yeah, but
Like this one. This one's the older design.
Yeah.
Great Marshall style, flexi.
yeah.
This one.
Yep, I'd love to check it out. Yeah. You guys demoed that a little bit back, right?
Yeah, we
The
demoed
lures, yeah.
the stack, the one with two channels, the 68 in two channels that you can also stack, so you can have one 68 going into the second 68 as well.
Oh, cool.
So you can use pretty much a plexi to push another plexi
Into your JTM.
into my JTM, right?
I mean, they're known for their nice, dirty sound, but their clean on those is just really good too. Really good.
Yeah, I love the clean on the JTM.
You much more prefer to the fender cleans.
Yeah, it's warmer and
Yeah, you're right.
it's a rounder. Does this make sense? It's
It does. It does.
Different
Really?
frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not that
warmer, softer,
it's
rounder.
never ice picky
Yeah.
with your Gibson. Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah, so there's Fender amps that are that way. That it's just so clean that it's even when some of them just don't take pedals well. A lot of them do, but yeah, you don't want that brittly sound. It's got to be round and warm. Yeah, for sure.
And Vox does this also really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Your AC15 sounds amazing.
Yeah, with the top end that they are having, they're just somewhere in between. They have this really straight, clean, but just a sparkle on top of it.
Yeah, it's a chime for sure. It's
Yeah.
like that. Something the other amps just do not have it. Yeah, it's probably the tubes, right? The EL84 style tubes is probably a big part of
Can't
that.
say what it is.
I'm pretty sure they're the smaller power tubes,
Yeah.
but it probably is part of that whole sound for sure. But I've never owned one of them either.
And
there's-
You got one for a bargain.
yeah, I got mine for 350 euros, I think.
And there's still warranty.
And there's still warranty on it. So it was just 3 months old. So pretty much brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have it at home.
I have it at,
Yeah.
I have it at home, yeah.
Yeah.
I have it at home, yeah. And yeah, what might be the thing with the Vox is their circuit design. So they are, not real Class A amp, but they behave to some degree like Class A amp.
Yeah.
So that's maybe also a part of all this.
They take pedals real well too, so that's a good thing to have. I'm always messing with pedals. You guys might be too.
Oh yeah.
It's
Way
just
too many.
I mean, even the sounds that I'm drawn to from the 70s was mostly just cranked up amps with next to no pedals. But
True.
but just even what Stevie Ray Vaughan did with the tube screamer, basically, right?
Yeah.
It just makes the amp explode. He always had stuff at high volumes, hugely, but
Yeah.
and Josh Smith does that too with his clean sound, but he pushes it with that. I can't remember what that boost pedal is right offhand, but it almost just hits the front end so hard that it's so touch sensitive. It's fun. It's fun to play like that. I kind of get some of that, but with these lower volumes, you're only going to get a little piece of that feel. But definitely for me, a lot of it is feel. If I'm feeling, I play differently.
Yeah,
I don't mean up here in my mind. I mean just feeling it, like just feeling it. It's just
feeling
the
the
notes
guitar.
are for sure. Yeah, there's a connection.
Yeah, the last time I played with the company band at the open house day, I had the Vox with me and I played just through the AC15 and
No pedals.
No pedals at all.
Yeah.
Had that one cranked. And
Crank, really?
yeah, really cranked and reduced everything just with the volume and the wiring. with the Jimmy Page wiring on the 335. So
Oh yeah.
if I wanted to have something clean, I went out of phase, middle position, reduced volume, and had my funk stuff.
Yeah, when you crank an amp like that, that's the guitar just all the natural sounds of the guitar really come out. That's what I love. Yeah.
And I had just to reduce the volume a little bit, and I was clean with the chord split and out of phase. No issue at all. And yeah, clack clack, back with the buttons and dig in for what was it? Oh, for obviously. Everlong. I played also Everlong for that one, the 335 with the cranked AC15.
You nailed the tone.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I don't really. I got a Strymon Iridium, the little amp in a box. But I did some lessons with it and recorded with it a little bit, and it's definitely a cool device. But still, the connection with the guitar, the amp, and the speaker, I need that. I just need it. I'm drawn to it hugely. I just almost like I can't play the way I want to play unless I have that connection. I always am digging and backing my volume down and stuff, and a lot of that goes away with anything digital.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it sounds good when you hear the sound of it. It sounds fabulous, especially recording with it. But you don't see too many blues guys up on stage with a digital rig. And it's just because it's really just the dynamic. There's not as much dynamic with using digital stuff. I know there's probably going to be somebody listening that's going to get me for that, but for me, I'd love them to prove me wrong for sure. I would love to, because it's so much simpler to go digital, and easier to mobile, easy to move around and everything. But I doubt if I'll ever get away from an amp, crank.
Turning up an amp is just different. Feels differently. So.
And the true sound, the guitar. I mean, you hear the little nuances of the guitar and your pickup changes and all that just come through so much better.
One question: what gauge of strings are you using, or what strings in general?
I pretty much have been 10 through 46 for quite a while, probably the last 5 years at least.
Also on the Strat?
Yeah, I have just pretty much all my guitars is 10 through 46. Not that's kind of a light medium, I think it would be. But I played 11s for a long time, just trying to be Stevie Ray Jr. And I really, he had 13s. He's tuned down a half step, but still there's like a telephone wire, like telephone pole cable. But I tend to do a pretty good job of being fat, but still real easy to play. And I went to lighter picks. I kind of used like Fender-ish medium picks. It still has some stability to it, but I can really dig in, and I don't break them or anything, not too often anyway. But and all my guitars, it's just that standard tuning pretty much.
On Strats, it's a little bit peculiar, but on Strats I don't know why, but I prefer 9s, and on most other guitars I have 10s.
Yeah.
But I think on all the Strats I have 9s.
I would probably like it, in a lot of ways. I'm just so used to this. I probably should try some 9s on a different one just to have that variation.
I'm also afraid to go to 10s because I have this set up with a floating trem and don't want to mix it up.
Same with me, and mine stays in tune so well. I just hate to and everything, the nuts, everything's kind of geared toward the 10s. So it doesn't sound like much, but you put 9s on there, it's going to change a lot of things.
Yeah, do a full setup almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
James Severin, welcome to the channel.
hey there.
First
Yeah.
time I see that name. It's probably one from your viewers, right?
Do you know him, James?
I'm not sure.
Gibson selling the new Greenie Les Paul for $50,000. What a bargain! Well,
That's your. I
not for
did.
me.
I didn't
That's
see
more-
that actually, but
That's yeah, crazy. That's just crazy. Is that Murphy Lab Deluxe? I need to Google that real quick. Les Paul Greenie.
Like Czech Guitar also joined us. Thanks for joining. And Tom sending once more the link to Rusty's channel.
thank you,
that's
thank
the
you.
link
Yeah.
to the Greenie. So, okay, looks nice, sure, but what's the price? Maybe there's a reason they don't put it on the website. Call it Gibson Garage.
I'd have to play it before I could make that whether it's worth that much. Not that I could ever pay it, but
I don't think
Limited to 50 units. Limited to 50 units, 59 first. Where's the price here?
you have to call James.
you have to call.
I mean,
How much?
In all honesty, no guitar will ever be worth this much.
Probably, you're probably
Maybe
right.
an original from back then.
No,
Not even that?
I would never be willing to spend so much on a guitar because you can get a custom builder to, let's say, 10K, okay, because
On the high side,
yeah.
you can get it. Yeah,
if you have a custom builder build it just perfectly to your specs and everything, and he's working there for, let's say, 2 months, throughout the 2 months, all handmade, I think that's then a fair price, because there's so much work in it to just get it right. But then it's still not 50K.
I still couldn't find a price. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong
you
page.
got to call. They'll put you on hold. I guarantee it.
Not disclosed publicly.
But then again, yeah, I wouldn't even pay 10K for a guitar. I mean, I already thought I'd be
Okay,
crazy.
there it is.
Yeah, I never have and probably never will. Yeah.
There it's on gearnews.com. Gearnews.com. Yeah, that's. You as a Strat fan and fan of the 70s sounds, did you see the Crocodile? I think is the name of Jerry Garcia's Strat. Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
That's
Is it-
also got a crazy price tag. Oh no, it's not. I always say the wrong name. It's not crocodile. It's alligator.
Oh, okay, okay. I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's got this alligator sticker. It's just pretty much a plain top Strat.
Wow.
Ah, that's a small picture. Sorry.
No, I can see it though. I would love to try it. That's for sure.
The price is 20,000.
I said try it, not buy it.
Were made of this Greenie and are sold already. So no need to worry about it anyway.
Oh, it's sold already. Okay.
And yeah, who says you could have a warehouse full of 500 to 1,500 euro guitars? Yeah, and there are quite a few good guitars in this price range.
There is really, yeah.
That price range.
Yeah.
I think I got less than $2,000 into this. Because I bought it for $850. It had that S1 switching with the push button.
Ah, like on the Baja Telecaster.
Probably. I don't think they have too many variables of it. This was something to do with the Strat. It had a push button, but I just didn't care for that, and I ended up getting some custom shop pickups, and I didn't do all the wiring and stuff, but I had somebody do it, and that's why I put all the the treble bleeds and everything in there, and stainless frets are on here. This thing, it just so easy to play, and it stays in tune well. And
Does it have a nitro finish?
it used to. No, it does kind of.
Really?
It had more of a shiny finish before, but it's really essentially a nitro finish now. I'm having problems with this mic, but it does have that look, that,
Cool.
but just definitely. And I had to search for this mint pink guard and just vintage, just to make it look kind of vintage anyway.
And it's a rosewood fretboard.
Yeah, that feels great. Yeah, this thing is so nice. I love this pedal board. It just goes to that kind of anything you want to do, and then right back to a simple clean sound. Love it, love it.
Really cool.
But yeah, I really.
What's that? A Strat is a Strat. You said before it's a 2004 yours,
Yep.
right? Or blackjack guitar? I'm not sure if you're referring to Rusty's guitar or the Alligator. Probably Rusty's.
Most likely. Yeah. And yeah. Hobarodi says for 50 grand I could get enough jumper cables.
I saw that. Yeah, none of us are going to even think about that. I would like to play it though. I'd like to check it out just to see if it's even that kind of level. But I doubt it. I really do. I just 50 grand. I mean, like you said, a vintage instrument that somebody famous owned that's a different level. That you're going to pay the money for different reasons.
Yeah.
But still, I personally wouldn't pay that money for that instrument.
Nope.
Because then you're buying it as an investment. Well, it's with that one as well, because you buy it as an investment. They are sold already, and
Joe Bonamassa got all of them probably.
and someone filthy rich is probably looking for it just to have one as well, and you can sell it for 100K probably. I don't know, but I don't want to be part of this idiocy.
That's what it is for sure. I just am curious if they'll sell them all. They probably will.
James said they were already sold, all 50.
Really? Yeah. So there you go. Why not make them if they're
Gibson prices are custom shop and Murphy Lab. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You said you would maybe get a Les Paul, or you're interested in a Les Paul. Does it have to be a Gibson on the headstock, or are you open for other brands as well? Because
I am
you
open.
have seen, we did a Tokai review, Japanese made Gibson style. Les
Yeah,
Paul.
I did see that. Yeah, that is a really cool guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I guess I'd have to sit with a few of them and really, and I want to have a Gibson, but it doesn't necessarily. There's a lot of great guitars out there. I'm not.
Maybach.
And
But you can get those in the US.
Yeah.
You're probably paying the extra $1,000 or $2,000 for the Gibson name. So, for closer to $3,000, I can get something that sounds a lot really similar.
Yeah.
I just have to get them in my hands and check a few out.
It's probably easier to get a Gibson Les Paul in the US than the Japanese guitars or the European-made Les Paul styles. I think some of them are not even allowed to sell in the US, like or they don't want to sell there because of lawsuit.
Maybe.
And that's something I've never done. Never have bought a guitar without playing it. Like, just it was, I know people buy from, Guitar Center and different places around the world, and I gotta play it. Because there's some, just because it says Fender or Gibson doesn't mean it's a nice guitar. That's for sure.
You're opening a new topic there, because can you? I need to change the camera. No, Martin, you can duck. You see the Meteora in the back, the silver guitar.
Oh yeah.
That one had a lot of QC issues, and I bought it sight unseen. I ordered it online. It was not available in any shop nearby. I was asking. There's one local shop that has Fender guitars, and I was asking them if they get one, and they said it's just a particular design. They don't get them in stock. They can order it specifically for me, but then I pretty much had to buy it, whether I like it or not. And that's why I decided to buy it online with a return policy if I didn't like it at all. And it turned out I like the guitar a lot, but it had, we fixed it, some major QC issues, especially in the wiring department. And that was a real bummer at first.
Yeah.
It was just unfinished.
Yeah. If you plug the guitar in for 5 minutes, you just notice that there's a buzzing, and
you don't even need
stuff.
5 minutes.
Seconds.
I'd be someone who's doing a QC or a check on such a guitar. I'm gonna plug it in, touch everything.
If it's grounded,
everything, go through the positions, and I would hear it immediately if something is wrong, right?
Yeah.
And that was not the case. Two wires were not soldered at all.
Wow.
Yeah, one was
stuck on there.
totally cut off.
Yeah.
So the shielding from the pickup towards the cavity was totally cut off. So
no solder on it.
It was not no solder on it. It was cut off. So when removing the insulation, they removed also the shielding of it and did not wire it up. So we had to remove a little more of the insulation to get some of the shielding out again and solder the shielding then to a ground. And just a few of those things.
And what I also didn't like that much, they have this, it's slightly tinted, the neck, and they sprayed it with the frets already in.
That's normal. That's
normal, but I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, but
that's
usually
what they do. Yeah.
Usually you would go there and do the fret level and fret polishing afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But there was still lacquer on top of the frets.
Yeah.
They
probably
didn't wipe it, or I don't know, but they certainly did not the fret level afterwards. I don't see the reason why I would do a fret level and then lacquer over everything and just not make sure that the frets are leveled and have lacquer on top of the frets.
Yeah, when you're playing and bending and just regular playing, the lacquer gets off the frets. So it's really,
because you're chipping it off when you're scratching with a string across the fret.
It's really weird. And I still, because I like the shape of it and the sound, the pickups are great. I talked to Thoman, I got a discount, and I decided to keep it because Martin was able to fix it. But yeah,
that's not the point, though.
Okay. Yeah, it was
not Meteora. It was the Meteora, yeah. But that's what you get when you order online. But sometimes you just don't have the choice. And in other situations, you can be very lucky. I have a Les Paul, a Les Paul Studio 2017. It's 2017. I bought it. There was clearance sale. They were getting the old inventory out. It was an old model. I also bought it online for less than €900 a couple of years back. And That's an amazing guitar.
Yeah.
Really fantastic. And you always hear about the problems Gibson has, finish flaws, QC issues, whatnot. But that guitar is fantastic. So
And
you
that's-
can also be very lucky and get a great price, because studios nowadays cost $1,400-1,500. Les Paul studios.
Yeah, and they're a great guitar too. Yeah.
And I think the 335 studios do not even exist anymore.
No,
from what I've
just the
seen.
regular ones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, acoustic, I would never buy like the Larivé I got. I would never buy that online. I think that's even a bigger difference with the woods, because it's solid wood, sides, back, front, all of it. I think that makes even a bigger difference with acoustic.
Yeah, a little more glue there, a little less over there, and
Yeah.
it sounds completely different already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Les also had issues. That's right, with his Meteor. The nut had to be replaced because it wasn't cut properly. Yeah, it's really a hassle. So it definitely makes sense to buy them in a store, to try it out, go through all the positions, and check it out thoroughly. Then you don't have any surprises when you're at home.
Yeah, that make me too happy. Yeah, there's no good.
Rusty, have you seen what Charles is doing on his channel?
I don't think I have, and I'm going to,
because he's doing fabric topping. So he puts fabric around the body and puts poly on it. So the fabric is then underneath the clear coat pretty much. And the colors of the fabric pop then very differently as well.
I bet it's cool. Yeah, I will for sure check that out. What about the sound? What does that do for the sound? I'm just curious. Not much different.
Not much different.
In the end, they all have poly finish.
Yeah, it's pretty much like your normal poly finish on your guitar. So, and I think, my opinion, there's not all too much of a difference with finish and that kind of stuff on an electric guitar. Wiring, pickups, and so on make so much more difference that, I don't really care for that. My personal opinion. Crucify me.
There's a lot of variables on electric guitar, that's for sure, man. Yeah. So this YouTube journey is I got to meet you guys. That's awesome, man. I just because when I talked to Martin yesterday, it was the first time we talked face to face. After all these, it seems like years. It's only been a year and a half, but but it's just cool to have relationships around the world through YouTube like that. It's pretty cool.
And we were talking about it yesterday. It felt kind of strange because it felt like we knew each other for 1.5 years already, because we were watching your channel, you were watching our channel.
Yeah.
We've seen our faces, we heard our voice.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know how your mannerisms are and how you laugh, what you laugh at, and what it's really pretty cool. Yeah.
No.
And the same with a lot of other,
These
commenters. Most everybody's got a channel too, so it's it's just a cool thing to be able to have relationships with everybody like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of other channels, I posted Charles's links if you want to check out his channel.
I will. I see it on the. I got him sitting right there. That's awesome. I definitely will. 100% sure.
The fabric tops are really cool.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that too. That's got to be a cool look, man.
Yeah, they look amazing. He did a Meteora body, just like that one over there.
Yeah.
Recently, and I really like the fabric he used on that one and the way he did it. He's really great with such things. he has the patience for it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. And if it needs it, he's doing it 3 times, right, Charles?
Whatever
That's
it
why
takes
he's
to
Dr.
make it right.
Fabric Top. Professor Fabric Top?
Dr. Fabric.
Doctor. Not yet professor.
Professor, doctor, whatever. Call him.
Honorary doctor, professor, Fabric Top.
Some call him C Sizzle because he's doing the hot shit.
What? That's an inside joke.
Yeah, that's an inside
Okay.
joke. On Ben's channel.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackjack Guitar mentioned that Fender has laid off their techs in California. Where did I hear about that? On Dylan Talks Tones or on Phil McKnight's channel? They were talking about the layoffs.
Probably.
Or both. Yeah. And interestingly, the Meteora I have at the back, that was made in Mexico, and we had a lot of comments under that video that they also had with other player series or player plus guitars also had major QC issues, some of them, and sometimes returning them several times. So really not just 1 or 2 that were bad, or plenty of them. And others also experienced problems with the American Professional series, the Made in US stuff. I have 2 American Professional Fender guitars, and they are fantastic. But apparently also the QC of Fender in Corona is not always up to the game. No.
Yeah.
Paying off X certainly doesn't help.
No, not at all. Gives you a bad taste to not even want to buy any of their stuff. You know, you go through that. Yeah.
And it's just getting more expensive as well.
That too.
Yeah. So maybe buy used and don't buy new stuff.
I usually do actually.
Okay.
Because
you just as well.
The amp was new, and that's the last. Man, I haven't bought anything new besides that in a long time. So, but I plugged into that, and it just the Strat I was playing at is Chicago Music Exchange, one of the bigger places in Chicago here.
Yep.
But that thing exploded, man. It just and not in a. It just had this chimey, clean. Yeah, and it was controllable. Really, that's probably what drew me to the amp. But that was a good buy for me because I've used it 100 times out. I play many, any small gig I do, which I don't do that many anymore, but I've been using it for years. But it's a nice little amp. You saw how small it is. It's like the size of a Princeton. So it's heavier, but it's that size.
8-inch speaker or 10-inch?
It's it's 12 in this one.
Oh, 12-inch. Okay.
Yeah, it is a Celestion. It's a Celestion Creamback, if you can believe that. Even that is given that nice clean sound.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the Creamback.
Yeah, it's a heavy duty like 70-watt 5-watt speaker. It's a
75.
So it takes a lot to push it into breakup mode, but
it
handles
Creamback 1x12 Creamback back in there.
Yeah.
And in the Goldmaster, there's what's it called, Neodyme Creamback as well. There's also a Celestion speaker in there. And I think the standard deluxe reverb has the Jensen speaker, the one with the black Tolex. But that
has its own vibe, yeah.
I really like Celestion speakers. The Greenback and Creamback, that's what it is.
Yeah, they just can handle there's just a different thing that goes on with the low watt Jensen speakers. It's the totally different vibe. I like it, but you get to a certain point of push, and it's just there's no the tightness is gone. So, but with the Celestion, you can at higher volumes it just retains that good creamy sound for sure.
Do you have a Marshall type amp as well, or do you get that sound with pedals usually?
I do have that Victoria amp I have. It's handmade. It's based off a 50-watt Marshall, kind of 70s style. But but I just love that amp. It's just to turn it, and it has such a great clean. Even being a Marshall, you have to get that breakup. You have to turn it up pretty darn loud. But if you put the amp at 4 or 5, it has just a great. I use that. I use some closed back cabinets with that to get some of that vibe. But I love that sound. But you push that amp into with a pedal, and then it sounds like a Marshall, big time. Yeah, it doesn't take much after that point. Once you have it on the edge of breakup, just to kick it in, then it sounds like a Marshall.
Cool. Do you know, is the car based on Fender, or is it Fox or Supro?
It's 6V6s in there right now. You can actually swap tubes in this unit. You can put, and I think this one you can actually put one of each in. You can put like a EL34 in which is crazy, but so it's got 6V6s in it still. You would think, so that's partially why it sounds probably so clean. But it has that raspy, when I push pedals through it, it's got a raspy kind of tone to it, more toward the Marshall clean than Fender clean. But the amp is just so tweakable, you can, at almost any venue. And it's got I forgot to say it's got a direct out on it.
Oh, that's great.
Which is not very common with a boutique amp like that.
And that one also sounds good. That's the other thing.
It does. I if I need to be almost silent, I use it. I still like the sound of a mic in front of an amp, when I can. But I've used it even for some smaller things at our church where I needed to be more silent and had the wattage down. But the direct out is the full 16 watts.
Yeah.
So it's not attenuated. So it got all the things you want to hear. So it is very usable. Yep.
That's great.
It is, yeah. I forgot to say that.
Because with the Tone Master, I'm not really convinced with those direct outputs that we've used for recording.
We would have to tweak them more.
Yeah.
The capture sounds better.
Yeah. The thing was especially that it did sound very different from what we were hearing from the amp in the room.
Speaker and speaker sim.
Yeah, it's
the difference.
Did not work out really well. Something that we've set up that did sound great in the room did sound horrible then recorded. And
you have to mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, and we tried to mess with it later on a little bit and used it with the speakers from the DI, or not the speakers, with headphones from the DI, and we're listening to that from the direct input, and it was okay. I think we still got the better sound out of the normal, of the amp itself, but it was certainly way better than what we had when we were recording to the settings that we had for just playing it like it is. So that was a little bit the bummer.
Looked like there's a question on the tubes. Hobo Roadie?
One 6V6 and one 6L6.
I would love to try that. I think that's what the question is.
Yeah.
I have never. I like the sound, so I haven't swapped them out. And the tubes are not too cheap. Definitely not in the U.S. here. I'm sure they're not there either. But I would love to try a few different combinations, and that would be one of them for sure. And again, you probably have to get the volume up on the amp to really notice. I'm like, that combo would probably be pretty subtle. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely love to try it without a doubt, and try some different combos.
Yeah. And the other comment from Hobo Roadie, the one a little bit above. Yeah, use this particular chip if you can find obscure, unpopular kit, a tone like no other. See, that's something I'm curious about. Really old vintage Japanese guitars that are yeah, they're totally own design, and yeah, there are quite a few here on the local used market. But as you said, Rusty, you have to try something like this, especially if it's from the 60s. It could be unplayable, right?
Yep. Because that Jazzmaster you see hang on the wall sometimes in my videos is an original 61 Jazzmaster, but it was refinished. But it's horrible. It sounds horrible. It plays horrible. It's a cool guitar. It looks cool on the wall, but because I got asked questions about that thing, and it's just the neck is so little on that, you would not believe how little that neck is. It's just I mean the ones they have out now, it's not like that. The ones that they copied Fender. But this one is just it's horrible.
Hey Amanda, thanks for joining.
And yeah, James, Japanese guitars are awesome. I really like the Tokai we reviewed not so long ago on the channel. It's great guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, they're the one 335 that I've played in a store that was also
Not great.
not usable, at least not for me, because the pots were pretty much on-off switches.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Wrote down to 9 and you didn't hear anything. Back to 10, full there.
1 and 0.
And just sucks the life out of it. That little tweak there just zaps it.
It's not the life. It was that quiet, so it's pretty much.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
You heard a whisper
Horrible
of it,
pots.
and you turned it back to 10, and full blasts.
Yep.
Yeah. Not the first thing I would have done on that guitar is rip out the whole wiring, put a new one in, because no.
And sometimes that's all it takes, and it's a real usable and nice guitar at that point. And you know better than anybody, the electronics in there are so important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also a big part of why many Gibsons may sound dark or muddy is also the wiring. For quite some time, they used 300K pots on this. On the
See, I don't even know. I don't know what that means. That's how bad I am.
It means pretty much you're always just wrote down to 5.
Yeah. That doesn't sound. I wouldn't like it then. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can imagine. Yeah, this will sound vastly different when you're placing 500K pots like they did back then, or I think now they're using 500K as well. So yeah, sometimes it's just something small like this.
Yep.
You changed the pots on your Harley Benton single cup as well when you installed the new pickups, or did you just change to the Tone Master pickup?
No, I've changed the pots as well.
Okay, so that also makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's the affordable Les Paul style guitar, and that one was the darkest, most muddy sounding guitar
that could
ever almost
find. You would have to use the Diesel 20
treble and presence
all the way up. So it's every other guitar plugged into that amp would have been ice picky as hell, but yeah, it really worked out with that guitar.
Yeah.
And then new pickups, new pots, and now it's great sounding.
I bet it's like night and day difference. It has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Changes a lot. Yeah.
I'm really glad you had me, man. I learned a lot about you guys, and it's really, really cool to hang like this, man.
It's a lot of fun, and we should definitely do this again. And I just realized we've been on for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. And there's still a lot to talk about, I'm sure, but we'll close her down pretty soon. But it's like, there's so much to talk about with between the channels and instruments and gear, it's like always something to talk about.
Yeah.
If you're in, we could definitely do a follow-up.
Yeah,
day.
for sure. Yeah, and obviously after the new year, I'll have a lot more time, and it's going to be a lot easier to schedule it for sure.
Cool. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we give it one more time to the chatsters. If you have any
Yeah. Oh,
questions
absolutely.
for Rody, yeah, post your questions. Now's the chance, and yeah, maybe you can post the link again.
I've just posted the link again.
Spamming the link.
Spamming the
If
link.
you haven't, go to his channel and subscribe. There are fantastic tutorials there.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, I actually am working on a longer series of just some chord tone soloing and stuff, and that's the reason I pushed that is because I did not early on. It was like zero thought of chords coming up and just the relationship with the scales and chords and all that. It was like I just felt it out, and sometimes it sounded good and sometimes it didn't, but there's really no way to get to better very quick playing like that. So it just, and I know there's a lot of players out there that the same way they're kind of stuck in a rut or even a box like everybody says, but it's there's so much more to the relationship of the simple chords and the scales. It's just it's right there, and I want to get better at it too. So.
What a statement to close.
Rock on, man.
Go to run, guys. Remember now.
I'd love it. Yeah.
Take care.
That's true.
Well, he's a Tokai fan, so it's understandable. Yeah, Hobo Rody. Rock on, man. And since there are no more questions coming in, I would say we could finish today's stream. Thanks a lot for joining us, Rusty. We had a great time. It was awesome having you on.
I appreciate it. I'm honored to be asked, and I'm glad you did. Kind of got to know each other better and some of your subscribers, and nice time, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. They show up at your channel as well.
Yeah,
hopefully.
well, hopefully, as the days go on here, you get some more stuff out there with your comments and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. I appreciate it, guys. I really do, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, and with that, thanks for checking in. See you soon, guys.
Bye.
See everybody
everyone.
soon. Thanks a lot, Lucas
Bye.
and Martin. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Bye now. Yep.